When you understand and communicate what sets you apart, you naturally attract the right roles. You naturally get into the right partnerships and leadership positions. Hello. Grab your coffee, settle in, and let's dive into today's career and coffee. We are talking about reflecting forward and what to do when you don't know your strengths. This episode is for those moments when you feel stuck, uncertain, maybe you're in a analysis paralysis mode, or unsure of what your unique strengths really are. Today we're diving into it, but I want to take a moment to thank you all for tapping in with me every week here at Career and Coffee. It's been amazing to get the feedback and the support. So let me know if you are watching this live, and if you're catching a replay, definitely grab some pen and paper. So let's get into this. Why this even matters. Too many high achieving professionals operate in go mode, survival mode, relying on routine instead of tapping into their full potential. And don't get me wrong, I operate in a great capacity in a structured environment. When you don't recognize your strengths, you can't fully leverage them to create meaningful impact and a sustainable long-term success plan. Today, we'll unpack how to uncover your strengths, even when you don't feel like you have any, and what exactly it means to reflect forward. What do you do when things just don't seem to be falling into place? All right. So, not knowing your strengths is not a weakness. It's actually an opportunity for discovery. Let's get into why you're actually feeling stuck. The truth about strengths versus your self doubt is many people overlook their own abilities because they assume strength should feel easy or extraordinary. You're likely doing things every day that come naturally to you, but you don't recognize them as strengths. Here's common reasons why people feel unsure about their strengths and let that inner self doubt creep in. Number one is the comparison trap. Looking at others and assuming they have something special that you don't. That's a real thing. And then for those of you, this one will resonate. It definitely did with me when I transitioned from corporate back to a multifaceted entrepreneur lane, is the lack of feedback was gone that was present in the corporate world, right? No one was pointing out what I was naturally great at. And I had been used to that for years. So that is a high reason that people feel unsure about their strengths. And the final piece here is overvaluing hard skills and undervaluing soft skills like problem solving, leadership, and being adaptable, which are gold. It's a high strength. The discovery process, identify the problem, uncovering what you're good at. Your strengths, they're not just what you're good at, they're what energize you. So the difference between a skill and a strength is the energy it gives back to you. Follow me here, right? Strength, it fuels motivation, it invokes creativity and longevity in your career. To determine what truly energizes you, reflect on the tasks or projects that make the time fly by. You're not looking at the clock. The work that excites you, even after a long day, and the moments where you feel most engaged and fulfilled. Pay attention. Pay attention to where you naturally lean in. Those are where your real strengths lie. Here's some ways to do that. Let's get into the first step of reflection and self awareness. This is where we really get into reflecting forward. You're looking back at past roles and previous projects and think about, what have people consistently relied on you for? What challenges have you naturally stepped up to solve? I know for me, when things go kind of crazy for other people, I get into a really focused, that's been my genius, is that when things can seem chaotic, I can remain calm in certain situations. And being an entrepreneur, you definitely want to lean into that. Also, Going into a second step is the feedback and the perspectives from the outside. Ask your colleagues, ask your friends, look at mentors and ask them. This is not a vanity question. Ask them, what do you think I really do well? Have an honest conversation, and you'd be surprised what can come out of that. And with all the automation and AI, I definitely wanted to add, take a strengths test. You have the Gallup Strengths Finders. I'll drop a couple in the comments here, but just throw it out there and just let the AI do the work for you and identify some areas that you may not have even known were some of your key strengths. The third step here is just to experiment and test. Nobody has it figured out. This is about the discovery process, and we're uncovering what you're good at because we're breaking the cycle of being stuck. Sometimes that means you got to try new roles. You got to pick up new responsibilities or projects to see what feels natural, to get a feeling and understand what fulfills you. If you need to log it, keep a journal, track the moments when you feel in the flow. And when you start to receive praise, take note of those things, right? And once you know your strengths, the key is to use them strategically. I'm all about moves that matter. You got to position yourself for opportunity. Position yourself for opportunity. So leveraging your strengths is the key to unlocking career opportunities that align with your big picture, align with your deepest aspirations. And when you understand and communicate what sets you apart, you naturally attract the right roles. You naturally get into the right partnerships and leadership positions. Align your strengths with your career vision, articulate them in your professional presence, and position yourself as the solution to the challenges your organization or industry faces. All right. So, for those of you ready to take this further, my book, Choice Destinations, is the blueprint helping you strategically position yourself for your next career move. So, make sure you grab a copy today. Start building the career that honors you and that you deserve. We talked about aligning strengths with your career goals and how to discover them. How do they then translate into leadership or entrepreneur success? Developing strengths into a competitive edge is the end goal. You focus on how your strengths solve business problems, add value to your teams, and I can go on and on. Continue learning and refining through mentorship, training, and real world application. The learning and the clarity comes from the action. Remember, strengths aren't just your talents, they are tools that can shape your career, they can shape your leadership, and they can shape your legacy. Tell me in the comments, what's one strength you've been told you have, but maybe you haven't fully embraced? If you're ready to unlock your potential and get clarity on your career strengths, I will be diving deeper this month with how to optimize your visibility and your LinkedIn profile. Stay tuned for that and catch the replay if you miss any part of today's chat. As always, make your next move your best move.